I am absolutely delighted to be joined by Tommy Big Tings Brunning, an exciting prospect. We can't wait to see him on June 10th defending his belt at Cage Warriors Academy Southeast at Colchester Charter Hall against Christian Gwarn in what is an absolutely massive fight, and you must be chomping at the bit to get in there and showcase your skills.
Yeah, I can't wait, mate. I can't wait. It's sort of just second nature to me now. So just want to get back in there, show everyone my skills, show everyone what I've got to do. Like we was talking about earlier, it's my second fight back after sort of a long layoff due to COVID and sort of injuries and that. So last one jumped straight in after 3 years into the title fight, won the belt. So this one is more of a sort of get in there, show everyone my skills, show everyone what I can do, and sort of put my name on the map, really.
Absolutely. And you're coming up, obviously, as one of the most exciting prospects in the country. But your opponent, he's a very talented fighter in his own right. What do you make of him? And have you got a prediction for the fight?
Well, to be fair, I don't know if I'm fighting like Christian Young anymore. I think I've got a different opponent now. He's
okay.
Yeah, because I believe he's broken his leg. I believe so. I think I'm fighting some other lad who's undefeated. I think he's like 4-0, I believe. So again, but to me, it doesn't really matter who's in front of me. If I'm honest, the fight's a fight, and the opponent's an opponent. It's just you've got to go in there, train hard is what you do, and then you go in there and do what you do. Do you know what I mean? The harder you sweat in the gym, is the less you bleed in the fight. So that's how I see it. So, and at the end of the day, I don't think people train as hard as myself and the boys in TSG. So, yeah, like I said, I'm just excited to get in there, excited to show everyone my skills and put on a bit of a show.
That's fantastic. Could you talk to me about your journey at TSG, how you stumbled across the gym and how they've helped improve your game?
Yeah, so I got into MMA quite late. I was about 21 when I got into it. I always wanted to sort of do a little bit of boxing and stuff like that. And then my friend started going. So he asked me to come along one day, and I was a bit umming and ahhing whether to go and should I go or should I not. And anyway, I ended up going with him. And then first day, literally fell in love with it. And then I think 2 months later or 3 months later, I had my first fight. And then ever since then, just as you see what my career's going at the moment, undefeated, champion of Cage Warriors, and obviously you've got a good future ahead of myself, I believe. So yeah, with TSG, we've just got such a good community in there. We've got great fighters like Cameron Stewart, we've got Jack Ashman as well. Joe Turner is obviously he's a new one coming in. We've got some great coaches. You've got Dan Bazar, again, probably one of the best coaches out there, especially with jiu-jitsu as well. I've got Stav, my other coach, another great fighter. So I'm learning so much, and we push each other to the limit in there. And obviously we have like sort of certain sessions in the week, which we call it the Lions Den, which is the fun sessions, but obviously not so fun at the same time. But yeah, so it's good because in the gym you sort of get G-checked a little bit. So people come in, they think they're the dogs, what's it called, and then obviously they come in and get G-checked a little bit when they come in TSG. So it's just a community of hard work and no one slacking off. It's what you put in. Whatever you put in, you get out of it, we believe. So that's why I'm looking forward to showing everything what I've put into my last, especially this camp as well, where I've been training so hard.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to put a dog into a lion's den because they're going to get eaten up. So can you tell me exactly what goes down in these sessions?
Well, especially lately where we've got obviously fight camp, the fights coming up. We do a lot of shark tanking. So, and this is sort of, we do a lot of warming up, and then we'll be doing sort of 5-minute rounds, and then straight on to crash mats, and straight back onto rounds with a fresh man, and straight back onto the crash mat. So it's non-stop. So it's sort of trying to push the cardio to the limit, and sort of putting ourselves in bad situations to get out of. And obviously, once that goes heavy, we have a little roll around with Dan, and we try to beat Dan up sometimes, but it don't work out very well.
Obviously, you're doing exceptional in the amateur ranks, but I imagine at some point you're going to want to turn pro. So would you like to do that with Cage Warriors, and where do you see your professional career going?
Yeah, I'd like to do that with Cage Warriors. My sort of goal is to win this fight, and then hopefully get on with Cage Warriors as a pro athlete, and then go from there, work out my ranks through Cage Warriors, win the belt, bantamweight belt for the Cage Warriors Pro, and then hopefully go for the UFC.
That sounds fantastic. Hopefully we'll see you in there one day. But let's roll back the years now. What were you like growing up? Do you have any fond memories of school? What sort of character were you?
I was a bit of a loudmouth in school, if I'm honest here. I was the fun guy. Do you know what I mean? I thought I was a bit full of myself, but yeah, it's what it's like sort of growing up with my family, and we're sort of East End, and I moved down to Essex, so I sort of brought that East End with me. Yeah, so I sort of in school was a good, wasn't a rude kid, but yeah, I sort of pushed my limits again in school, just like I think that's like every fighter really. But yeah, that's what I was like when I was growing up.
Fantastic. And outside of the cage, you have a business mind as well, because I believe you've got your own business.
Yeah, correct. I've actually got two. So I sort of just made my own building company with my brother and my nephew, which has been going really, really well. This is like sort of doing everything from electrics to flooring to plumbing. So I'm sort of trying to balance that life with the fighting life as well. It's a bit difficult, but obviously you have your priorities at the same time. So I've got my fight game, and then obviously got my business under. But yeah, I've got a clothing brand with me and my missus as well. So we've been doing that, which is good, which is allows me to have a little bit more spare time to be able to focus more on my training, and obviously put some more hours in the gym, and obviously fine tune and get better at everything I'm doing.
You mentioned your partner there. How integral is she when you're going through these camps? How much support does she offer you?
I don't think I could do it without her, if I'm honest with you. She understands, and we've been together for sort of 6 years now, and when I get home, dinner's on the table for me. She understands the hard work I'm putting in. That sometimes I'm not the nicest person when I get home. Sometimes I'm a little bit snappy, but yeah, she puts up for me. But which is good. But obviously, she understands what the vision is. She understands what the goals are, and she knows big things are Gwarn. So.
Absolutely. Can you talk me through this nickname? Because I know it's something that you're quite passionate about. It really is a saying of yours.
Yeah. So it's more my brother. So my brother Jack. Obviously, I do a lot of this. I got into MMA was because of him. He grew up watching MMA. He's near enough his whole life, and he's always wanted to get into it. But me being myself, I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to get into it myself and show him obviously what we can do as a family. He's obviously had a couple of fights himself, so he got into it after me, and yeah, it just means big things are happening. Big things are happening for me. So then we started calling myself Big Tings of Gwarn. Then it turned into Big Tings, and then it was Tommy Big Tings, and now it's just everyone calls me Big Tings now. So when I go in the gym, that's sort of my nickname.
Fantastic. And now I want to look at another aspect of your personality. At the top of your Instagram bio, it says God is great. So I wanted to know if you could talk me through your religion and how important that is for you and all your fights.
Yeah, well, I'm a Catholic. I've sort of been studying my faith a lot more the last sort of, I'd say 6 months. I'm really sort of getting into it, going to church on a Sunday. I think that at the end of the day, I'm not scared of any man. The only man I'm scared of is obviously God himself. So that's the only person I want to bow the knee to. I think my faith, especially the last 6 months, has helped me with sort of inner peace. It's sort of helped me with a lot of stresses in life, especially with the things with businesses going along and obviously the fighting. And yeah, it just gives me strength, and it gives me a little bit of self-comfort, knowing that obviously I'm doing things for a greater good, becoming a better person. So obviously these are the things in life that I want to achieve. So I'm ticking, as I go through life, as I'm getting older, I'm getting a little bit more mature. I'm ticking little things off, becoming a better person, becoming a better fighter, becoming a better partner, better business partner, stuff like that. So that's obviously what I want to do, and I've got big ambitions. So like I said, big things are going. So.
Absolutely. It's fantastic to hear how open you are about your religion, and hopefully that continues to help you become a better person as a fighter going forward. But I'd like to thank you so much for speaking to me today. I'm really looking forward to your fight on June 10. I wish you all the luck in the world with that. But before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to mention that I perhaps haven't asked you about, or anybody you'd like to shout out?
All the boys in the gym, really. I think, especially to the other fighters, Cameron, Jack, Joe, we've all been pushing ourselves to the limit this camp. My coaches, Dan, Stav, obviously my agent Aaron, who's been helping me out a lot, and obviously a big shout out to my brother as well, who's basically the reason I got into all of this, and he's there with me all along the way. So all the boys in the gym, the whole TSG family, obviously my family as well, and obviously my Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. So that's basically it, really. It's but James, I want to say thank you as well for having me, and I appreciate the time and everything, mate. And once the fight's over, you'll see what I can do, and hopefully we have a lot more of these conversations.